Okay, there you go. That looks like it's working.
Cheese. Oh, cheese.
All right, if you guys are in here, let me know. I think it's working now. Chat was acting crazy. All right, so looks like I got a couple of people. All right, so yeah, I probably lost like a ton of people trying to get this thing set up. Should have done this earlier, but if you're in here, give me a shout on the chat. Let me know, and I'll just get started. Anyway, yeah. So what I was doing last time, if you missed me, was I'm making these characters, which are a little more stylized than my normal deal, and now I'm working on what's her name? Misty Knight. Misty Knight. So I have the sketch for that. Misty Knight. All right, I don't know where it is. Let me open up the reference. Pure ref. Iron Fist. All right, here she is. So basically it is this character right here. And if you aren't familiar with her from the comic book, she has a metal arm and basically hangs out with Iron Fist and Luke Cage. So I got some reference here. I'm just going to figure out the pose, and I already have the base model figured out. So let's go back to ZBrush. Lost a ton of momentum trying to get this live stream figured out. This is just a pain. Like, it's really not good, but it's whatever. So I took my sketch and kind of gave her some clothes in Photoshop, so I'm gonna make that right now. Actually, I made a nice afro. Boom. So I'm getting ready to make this happen now, actually. Let's get some clothes on her. She's polygrouped, so I'm just going to clone this, duplicate it, and delete hidden, actually a step down, delete higher, delete hidden, that, and let's give this some thickness. Z modeler. I'm just going to go into my poly groups here, and I'll just make this one group. Hover over the face, and I want to extrude polygroup all. Like this, give it a little bit of thickness. All right, so this is gonna be her outfit. I'm not worried about the boots right now, but I'm going to copy this, go back to my original, unhide everything, and paste, and then call this clothes. All right, and it's low poly right now, but I can go in and start to sculpt it out. Hey, Marquette. Cool. All right, we got some people coming back now. Good. I apologize for that. I was trying to do the multi-stream with Caster, and it just wasn't trying to work for me. So I'm just in Facebook. If you're not already, please give me a subscribe, and then when I do these things, it'll just pop up in your feed, and you don't have to even worry about it. All right, let's turn on dynamic, and let's look at some real ref for her. Let's make this big. She has a bunch of different outfits. I kind of like this one the best, and I want to show off her robot arm too. So maybe what I'll do is let's see. Start to sculpt in a little bit of the details. Because this is a cat suit on her, I can go in and detail a little better. I probably don't want to have that, so creased, soften that up a little bit. But I don't want to mess up the top here. There you go. Smooth that out a little bit. Here, smooth that out a little bit. I'm gonna make sure that I have back face masking turned on, and I have symmetry turned on, which I do. Let's turn off dynamic for a second. So I do want to have some more divisions here, but before I do that, I want to use this to make things like belt loops, and what else can I use it for? Like knee pads, I can do that. So I'm going to, let's see, let's take these pants and you know what? I'll just make those separately. I'm gonna make those separately. So actually I'll just add some subdivisions to these right here. First I want to add a loop. So the thing about it is, if you want to use your Z modeler tools, you have to do it before you add subdivisions. So I want to hold the edge on her pants here, And I want to solo this. I don't need to have this inside either, right? These inside faces are just adding to the geometry. I don't need any of that. So I'm gonna hide those. I'm going to delete hidden and close holes. That. Add another loop. I just want to tighten up these edges so it doesn't get soft on the edges here. Put that like that. Add a loop here. All right, so now if I was to turn on dynamic, it should be a little more crisp on the top, which it is, right? That's what I want. So now I'm going to apply the subdivisions. All right. Tony Gore, what's up? On Cali time. Yeah, no. I was having problems, Tony. Don't give me a hard time. Tight Control Miniatures. What's up? What is up? All right, got my trails here. I want to start detailing this a little bit. So I'm going to turn down the intensity, turn up my lazy mouse to like 30. I like to do that. And then I just want to start adding a little bit of detail on the pants. She's gonna have on knee pads. So I'm not really worried about that. Out of here. Not really worried about that. I do want to make it look like she's actually wearing a skin tight suit. So this space between her chest here, I don't really need this anymore. So I'm gonna grab my clay build up and just kind of fill this in a little bit. Smooth it out. Teacher struggle with these acts. Yeah, Tony, I'm surprised you're still awake, man. To be honest with you, Tony's my sculpting buddy, if you guys don't know. All right. Okay. So when this is done, if you haven't seen streams that I've been doing before, it's going to have the detail of this guy. So the little muscle cut-ins. I'm doing this thing now, like I'm really enjoying using hard surface with my organics. So you can see like his calf cuts in and does this kind of a geometric shape here, and some of these forms are a little harder than others. In his face too. He's got like the chunky fingers, so she's gonna look similar to that. And if we go back to the model, you can see she already has like the squared off fingers. If we get rid of the clothes, you can see that she's got, you know, features that are a little more flattened in areas, a little more round in other areas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So let's now go over to, I do want her to have a sleeve on here. So let's think about this for a second. I made her top. Made her top, but I want that other arm to be part of it. So maybe what I can do is, let's do this actually. I'm just gonna take this geo, grab my move tool, and pull it, if I get on the right thing, I'm gonna pull it up here so that I can just kind of fake that sculpt and make this feel like the arm is part of her outfit. All right. Down. Anybody has any questions about anything I'm doing, just let me know. So if you don't know me, I stream for Pixelogic Do a live ZBrush live stream for them. I've been sculpting for about 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, something like that. And I'm doing some stuff for Sideshow now, but mostly I'm an illustrator. So my career has been doing movie posters and toy packaging, stuff like this. So this is what pays the bills. Superhero stuff and G.I. Joes and, you know, that kind of stuff. Very, very boring things. I'm just kidding. It's exciting to me. I love doing this stuff. I would hate working in an office. So I work for myself. All right, so let's give this some color now. I want to go with something like maybe a little darker. Just do a fill RGB. All right, cool. Now we can see it. All right, now she's starting to look kind of 70s. And this is an older character, like she came out back in the day with Luke Cage and Power, you know, Iron Fist. So, right. Okay. Let's give her skin some color for now. Just makes it easier for me to see what's going on. Okay. Still got to do her face. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. For her hands, she has one robot hand and one mechanical hand and one like regular human hand. So I'm just going to fill one of these. All right, and for her arms, I separated those because I like to do this thing where I pose them kind of dynamically, and it's easier for me if they're a separate object. So I'm just going to, again, clone the arms, come over here, step down to the lowest sub D level, and let's see, I can get rid of the, I'm trying to think, I don't even need to do that. Let's do this. Go back over here. I'm just going to mask out this one arm. Turn off symmetry and try that again. All right, so mask out this one arm. I'm just going to inflate this arm a little bit. So I'll go to my deformation and inflate it a little bit. That. Okay, I don't want it too big. I don't want it to look like she's got like a big muscular arm. So that will do. And I want to fill it with that red color. Color fill. Is that the red color? Yeah. All right. So now she has her sleeve. I'll just flip the mask. The other arm, I've seen this thing as like silver, and I've also seen it as gold, like a bronze color. Let's see. I kind of like that gold color though. It's kind of tight. So maybe let's do the gold. I saw somebody doing some cosplay too. Oh, this is fresh. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to use as my reference. Yeah, she looks good there. All right, so let's do that as that gold color. This. Just fill. And the hand too. Fill that. All right. This is real loose, but this is kind of what I'm thinking for her. While I'm doing color, let's give the afro a little bit of color too. There you go. All right, so this is my base. All right, still got to make a face, still got to figure out the pose, do the rest of the clothes, but let's save this. So like what I have here, call this Misty Base 2, save this. All right. And now I can start to get some detail on the pants. Let's go to something that doesn't have any subdivision levels. Does this have? This does. The hands I don't think have subdivision levels. So I'm gonna clone these, or just duplicating rather. Get into the Q cube. All right, so I just made a cube here. I'm gonna make these belt loops, and this is like an easy way to do it. So got my cube. Just gonna get it the shape I want. Get in the position I want. Okay. All right. Just gonna mirror and weld. I don't want a whole bunch of these loops for her, but I need a couple. So if I turn on symmetry now, I can control them both together. Let's do this. I will solo these. And if I, let's see, if I hold down my Alt and drag it, I can make a copy. The other's a masked. Duplicate these, so I have to reinvent the wheel over here. Do the same thing, duplicate these, rotate them back, you get the picture. Let's hide the arms and the hands for now. Oh, I should have got water. Should have gotten a glass of water before I started this. All right. If anybody has any questions about anything, hit me up. Let me know. I was doing Twitch last time too. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna turn on Twitch. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we shall see. For whatever reason, my chat overlay wasn't working. Chat. So let's see if it works now. All right, no, Twitch is killing it. Let's turn that off. All right, I don't know why. I'm having not a good time streaming tonight, but it's cool. I just copy this one more time, rotate, drag it out, and kind of get these where I want them. right, so this is going to be a belt, or belt buckles rather. All right, I like these. I will say, let's keep them. Now, one thing I like to do is I'm going to delete some of these faces here. So let's do this. First, I'm going to get rid of some of the edges. I still have my symmetry turned on, so I'll just delete some of these edge loops, the middle ones. Delete. Okay, those are done. And let's get these sides as well. Delete, delete, and delete. Okay. Now what I can do is I can let's do this and delete the middle one still. I just want this to be real simple. All right, so that's that. So now I can grab the delete for, let's do this. Let's see if I extrude. Yeah, that does both sides. All right, so I'm gonna delete the inside face. I'm actually gonna delete a few of these. All right, delete this. All the inside faces here, getting rid of them. Okay, so those are gone. And I'm gonna get rid of the side faces as well. Delete, 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 delete. I think, let's turn on double so I can see. All right, cool. So that's what I want it to look like. I'll delete this too. Okay. Now I'm just going to group all these, and I will extrude them out. So go to extrude, poly group all, drag them out, and I have something like this. Right? Just kind of more like what I want. I'm going to extrude them inward also. In fact, now I'm going to use Q mesh, because what will happen is if I Q mesh them, those faces that kind of overlap should join. So let's go to the Q mesh, poly group all, and now if I bring these in, see, it's nice and clean in here now. All right, so that's what I want. Okay, so now if I were to hit the dynamic smoothing, they look more like belt buckles or belt, whatever you call these things, belt loops, all right? But I do want to have some edges. I'm going to add some holding edges because I don't want them to be quite so soft here. So I'll just insert a few edges. Definitely want to do one here to hold the back. Here. Now let's see what it looks like. Okay, it's better. And remember, this thing is this is going to be it's going to be more stylized. So what I'm probably going to end up doing here is I'm going to crease some edges also. So just insert these edges. I love using the Z modeler, by the way. It's like my thing. What is up, EJ? Because Twitch wasn't working right. Yeah, I don't know. When I'm using Twitch, the stream health gets really bad. In fact, it says it's not good now, so I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. This is not good. I have BIOS. It shouldn't be doing this. All right, so now let's take a look at it with the dynamic subdivisions. All right, so that might work. Let's give it some color. Let's use some colors of pants. Turn off the poly groups. Color fill. Okay. And I'm gonna have to kind of nudge these into place. But what I can do is I can take her pants now and I can make the belt from her pants. So I'll come up here to the pants. I'm going to duplicate this. All right, let's solo it. Solo it. Step down to the lowest sub-D level. All right. All I really care about is the purple part, so I'm going to delete hidden. I will I'm going to delete this edge loop here. Delete those. Oh, I have multiple subdivisions, so let's delete higher. Now I can delete it. Now I can use all of my ZModeler features again, and I want to polygroup by polyloop. So I'll go here and make this a loop, make this a loop. I'm gonna have to smooth this out, but for now, it's not there. Now let's do there. You know, that would be a nice way to get these details here though. Like keeping the bottom part. Maybe I'll keep that bottom part. Yeah, all right, let's do that. So I'm going to isolate just this belt part. I will split hidden. Okay, so now this is just one thing. I can go through and see what happens if I smooth this, relax a little bit, polish by features. Yeah, it's more what I want. Just want this to be a little less wild. So that's cool. I don't need these loops here. Delete those. Okay. I'm gonna start now deleting every other poly group or poly loop because I want this to be low res. The lower it is, the cleaner it can be, and it's easier for me to manipulate it. All right, so I'm just going and deleting every other loop, and that should allow this to stay kind of fit to her form, but just be easier to move around. All right, so let's grab now the move brush. Start to clean this up a little bit. Mask this part up here so I can move this down a little bit. All right. So that looks like it's gonna work. I'm gonna hide these the rest of those pants there. Turn this on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my ZModeler and extrude this again, give it some thickness, this much. Okay. Now I'm going to be 3D printing this, so what I want to do is make sure that it's thick enough to penetrate the mesh. I don't want any open areas, so I'm just going to drag this like super far in, like that, right? Grab a loop there, insert the edge loop. Maybe what I'll do so I can move this around and not have to worry about these edge loops moving is I'll crease it this time. Spin my crease, crease edge loop complete, top and bottom. Okay, that's gonna hold that for me. And then I'm gonna delete that other edge loop. Delete, insert, and then I'll hold down Alt and click on it. So now I have something like this. I can turn my crease level way down to like 2. I can turn my dynamic on and turn the levels up to, subdivision levels up to 2, or 3 rather. And now I have something clean, right? And I can go ahead and make this like a gray color. Now she's got a belt. So what I can do, this allows me to keep it super low and super clean. Like that's my thing. Especially for these characters because, you know, again, when it's done, it's going to look like this guy. So super clean, super low. All right, I'm already liking these like hip pants. This is kind of fresh. This look. 70s. Okay. And grab her. Just pull her out a little bit. And the pants look like they are penetrating the mesh a little bit. Pull those out a little bit. Down there. Yeah, I should probably save this. Be a good idea. So now I can go back to my loops here and just kind of move those where they're supposed to be. I do want the pants to be above the belt a little bit, just so you can see them. Drag that up. Okay, that. Back to my loops. I have, I have symmetry turned on, so I want to just grab these two and manipulate them. Just click on here, and move those in and up. That. Okay, I might make that belt a little longer, to like wider, because I do like the thick looking belt. So let's do this. What I think I want here is, if I solo these out, now I can poly group them, do like an auto group. Now everything has its own group. And in fact, I can do a mirror and weld. So now the same, all I did was I copied from the left to the right. So now if I move one on one side, I'm moving it on the other side. Just, there you go. All right, so now I can go and I can really kind of get these where I want them. So just click on this. The others are masked. And get these where I want them. Just want to make sure that they are not sticking too far above the mesh. Right, so that's kind of doing it. All right, now what I can do is I can turn back off the dynamic, and I want a loop in the center here. So I'll go back to my Z modeler and just insert a loop on each of these in the middle. And I only have to do it really on one side, opposite to the other side, like that. So now what I can do is I can solo this, and I can mask everything except for these center loops. Right, so let's get these center loops. And now if I invert the mask, what I can do is I can grab my move tool and just kind of bring these out a little bit. Which is kind of what a belt loop would do. Now if I invert the mask again, I can go and do stuff like, let's move, let's say, maybe I'll mask the top as well. All right, so that, there you go. So now I can move up just the bottom part, make it fit this belt a little bit better. And I know that these are sticking out too far, so I'll drag these down. That. All right. Now I can do dynamic again. Look at them. They're looking pretty good. Okay. And turn off poly group, and now I have got my loops, and I got my belt, which I'm not too mad at, right? So let's keep that. Save it. Save as. Save, yes. All right, It's 11 o'clock. So I'm probably gonna do this for like another half an hour. And then I'm gonna have to think about what time I come on Fridays, because I don't know what I was thinking about. But if you subscribe to my channel, then you'll get a notification, and I will kind of lock it in for a time, you guys. All right, so now let's do these knee pads real quick. These are gonna be kind of easy. Again, I'm gonna go back to my pants that I made a copy of earlier, right? So I have some extra pants here. This, what I can do is go back to my poly group. I'm going to, I wanna isolate just the knees. So let's get just the knees here. That, oops. Undo. Come on, dude. All right. Oh my gosh. Let's use my lasso, that'll be easier. All right. So we got our knees here. Let's clean those up. I probably don't want this loop here, these here. Just make sure I have a clean edge that goes all the way around, right? Like that. All right, cool. So that's looking all right. Let me get rid of a couple more loops on the bottom here. All right, so this is going to be my knee pads. I can split hidden. Split hidden. And I'm going to drop this down to the bottom so I don't have to worry about it. Get that out of the way. Come back up here. Got my knee pads. And all I really am interested in right now, because I think these are going to be built into her pants, is the fronts of them. So let's actually, I'm gonna go to, well, I was gonna Z remesh it, but it actually is good topo, so I'm just gonna delete some of these edges. Delete some of these edge loops. I'll do every other one again. All right, just delete these. And let's delete the bottom one too. So that's cool. Now I can go and isolate this part. That. I like that. Okay. Let's just see what it looks like with the pants. So let's turn off solo. All right, maybe I'll get rid of this edge here. And actually, let's bring back this edge here. Do it this way. All right. So this is all I really want for the knee pads. I will delete hidden. And now what I can do is I could do an extrude, but before I do, let's do this. Go back and use my Z modeler, start to delete some of these edges. Again, make it lower resolution. Something like this. Just delete that. And maybe just try to even it out a little bit. All right, and now what I can do is it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, delete this. And I'll use my slide edge. So slide, edge loop complete. Slide this up. I just want to even these out so that I can make them look puffy. And and they kind of look like the image here. So that's cool. It's all right. Now I can go and let's extrude it now. Like that. I want to add a couple of holding lines on these edges here. So instead of slide, I want to go back to insert and just add a few edges to this. Right, go to my deformation. I actually have it down here. I can just polish by features. There you go. Polish by features, polish by features. All right, so now it looks a little more like a knee pad, right? So if I go back and turn on the other one, doesn't fit exactly, but it's looking more like what I want. So now I can go and let's do an inflate. Hold up. First I want to relax this. Let's try relaxing it. Not relax, let's do polish. Okay, so I like the polish. Now I'll come down here and do an inflate. That. Okay. It's looking a little more knee paddy. Okay. Now I can grab my gizmo and kind of get it more to the shape that's in the reference here. If I turn on LSim and now I do it, symmetry turned on, I can get it to look a little more like picture. Just stretch it out like that. Maybe do a little rotate. That. Okay. Starting to look a little more like what I need. Shrink it down a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to want this to be the same color as the belt probably. So let's fill it, color, object, turn off the poly group. So now we have something like this. I know if I hit dynamic, it's going to get real soft, which is like not really what I want. So let's come over here and go back to poly groups, and I can add some holding edges again. Before I do though, I'm going to add some loops to this because I want to get those details like we have in the picture. I can make it look just like this picture, guarantee you. So let's get this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I have more than is in the picture, but who cares? Okay, so let's say something like this. And now I want to do my poly loop, or poly group by poly loop again. All right, so I just click, click. Okay, I see that they're not all completely even, so my ADHD won't let that be. So let's slide this a little bit. I want to, no, not scale. I want to slide edge loop complete, and just try to even these out a little bit. All right, just save before I lose this, because if this crashes, I'll lose it. Save as. Save, yes. All right, so that's cool. Before I do this, let me see. Before I do this, I'm going to duplicate this because I do want to have an edge that goes around this entire thing. I'm going to duplicate this, come back to the original. Now what I can do is I can extrude this in. Polygroup all. I'm just going to extrude this in some like that, right? Now let's look at it with dynamic turned on. Okay, it's looking a little more like what I want. It's almost exactly what I want. All right, so let's say that is okay. Yeah, let's say that's okay. And now what I can do is I'm actually going to inflate the red a little bit. So I'll go to this one and I'll go inflate polygroup all and just drag this up a little bit like that. Now if I hit dynamic, it's really looking kind of bubbly, which is what I want. All right, that's knee pads. Some knee pads for you, baby. All right, so let's turn off solo, turn off the other one so we can't see it. Hold on, the wrong one. Move this up. I'll turn it off. Okay. Right. There you go. So there are the knee pads. That's what I want. This is why I love ZModeler, because it can do everything. It's really cool. Just take my word for it. Okay. So, what time is it? 11:18. I'm gonna do a few more minutes and I'm gonna get out of here. But I don't know if I want to have the cutout on her chest like that, but I do like that though. Let's turn her arms back on again. Let's make the belt buckle because she needs a belt buckle. I'm just going to take this and again, I will duplicate. Right? I just keep reusing parts over and over again. So now if I turn off dynamic, if I come over here and I isolate just the outer edge, the outer ring, delete everything else, and go in and let's do this. Delete some of these loops. So insert, delete that, and you know what? I'll keep that. I'll keep it. All right, but I do want to, let's add a loop here and here. So I just want to have this part visible. Okay, so let's group that. All right, solo it, delete hidden. Okay. Now what I can do is I can scale this up. Scale this up some. Okay. I'm going to delete these edges here because I just want to, I don't want to delete those. Put an edge here, delete these, that. Okay. And then just kind of get this looking a little more rectangular. That. All right. I can give this some thickness. I'll just do extrude, polygroup all, drag it out. I like that. I'm going to go to this edge and do the same thing, right? So now I've built in a nice bevel around this, that if I were to come over here and grab this edge and go to slide, edge loop complete, I can drag this down, right? So now I'm gonna have a bevel there. And I can crease these edges so that I have a nice little crease right there, right there, right there. All right. If you guys are finding any of this helpful and you know anybody that's kind of new to ZBrush or might enjoy it, just do me a favor and tell them to either check out the video or come next time. And I'll have all the little technical difficulties figured out, I promise you. That was ridiculous. All right, so here's my belt buckle. And now we're cooking with grease. All right, so that's cool. Looks like the picture, which is what I want. Let's move it inward. that. Boom. Let's drag it up a little bit. Maybe rotate it. Maybe drag it out a little bit. Okay, like that. We can even give it some thickness. So I'll just get a little more thickness. That. Okay, because I am printing this, I'm totally fine with it penetrating the mesh. Like I just want it to be a clean print. That's all I care about. All right, so now let's go get that gold color that I had before and fill this up. That. Let's maybe grab these loops. Oh, it's saving. All right, let's maybe grab these loops here. Just these front ones. And I want to rotate those because they're bothering me a little too kind of crooked here. Let's rotate these out a little bit and maybe drag them over this. And yeah, that'll do. All right. So if I step up on the subdivisions, come back over here, I think that this is not a bad, let me try that again, not a bad place to call it for now, right? This kind of looks like it can be her. So next time I'll work on her arm and her face. Obviously I found some cool cosplay type of stuff here, but I really like, I don't know, this is like the hero ref right here. That's dope. Let's give her a little hairband while we're at it. So I'm gonna take this belt, duplicate it. I'm gonna turn it into a cylinder, right? Turn off Dynamesh, or dynamic rather. Turn on my poly group, hide everything. Let's just hide the edges actually, and delete hidden. Right, I'm gonna delete this edge here. So insert, I'll just hold Option and click. I like that. Okay, center that, bring it up. This is going to be a very quick and easy headband. Just kind of flatten it like that, make it thinner, go back to Z Modeler and extrude out like that. Let's crease. Do we want to crease? Nah. Yeah, let's crease it. Crease it. Crease these edges. And the good thing about this is, like, if I crease them, by default, it does it at like 15, a level 15. But I turned mine down to 2. So now if I turn on dynamic subdivisions and I have it set to 3 now, right? Doesn't look that smooth. Let's turn it up. Let's say 4, 5. Okay. Now if I turn this crease level down to 1, you get more of a rounded edge. But like, let's turn it up to, if I have it on 5, it's just a hard edge. So you can play with your bevel this way. All right, so let's bring it down. And if it were the belt buckle, I'd add an actual bevel, but this is like the hairband, so I ain't stressing it. Let's rotate this and get it back over where it should be. I didn't do that. Bring it straight down the center. Down. Rotate a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna have to think about how this is going to work because her afro right now is huge. But I will scale it down. Let's see. Let's just rotate it for now. Give her like a tiara. Some Wonder Woman business right now. Alright. So something like that, right? This is one of those things that I'll think about it, make it better later. All right, let's make this red too. So color So this is not bad for a night's work. We got this going on. I will. Where? Mouse dead? All right, mouse is dead. All right, I'm gonna save this. Save as. Save, yes. All right, so now let's take a look at her. Just do some quick screen grabs. Boom. Let's move this out of the way. Well, I could, but my mouse is dead. Let's move this out of the way like this. And now do another. Come on, baby. There you go. All right. So Misty Night is what we have so far. And like I said, when it's done, I will pose it and make it look more like Iron Fist here so that we can do some nice little hero renders all the way around. Make her look really, really kind of sweet. And yeah, that's it, right? So, and if I wanted to do like a paint over, so I'll use these models like as an illustrator. A lot of times what I do is I use the models as a base to paint over. So I had to do a piece for a client one time with Spider-Gwen, and I did the same type of deal. So this was a model that I sculpted, and it didn't have all the little wrinkly parts or the stitches or anything like that. So I laid that down and then painted over it. And when I was done, it looks like a full-on illustration where I'm adding like reflections from the inside of her hood and like the birds flying and all that good stuff. So anyway, long story short, if you guys dug this, do me a favor and Walt Cart is here. What's up? Alejandro. Everyone hit that like button. Yes, Chuck Taylor's my man. What's up, Chuck? Yeah. So if you dig it, give me a like, please, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and I will be back next Friday. And that's it. All right. So you guys be easy and wear a mask, please. All right. We got to get out of here. I can't go outside until everybody wears a mask. So not political, just trying to keep it safe. All right. Peace, you guys. Take care. I can't cut it off. I guess I can't end the stream because I don't have a mouse. I gotta get a new battery. Oh, bird, I can't stop the stream. All right. I need a new battery. This is embarrassing. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if this does it. I got this baller mouse and didn't even think that I should probably put a fresh battery in it before I start the stream. Did that do it? Boom! Mouse is in effect. Alright, so yeah. Alright, now let's try this again. Okay, you guys, be safe and I'll see you next time. Tell a friend and come back, please. Oh, you want to see my Luke Cage before I get out of here? Let's see. Let's open up Iron Fist or Luke Cage. Let's open Luke Cage. All right. So this is Luke. I'm still working on the pose, but when you put him together with the Iron Fist, they look kind of cool together. Yeah, the pose is a little janky right now the more I look at it. But let's see. Load. Load Iron Fist. Fine. Let's see. Okay, much smaller. I'm printing this one actually. But yeah, you get the picture. So when this is done, and I put them all together, like Misty's gonna have a dope pose. So my friend Brad, who's the animation master, is going to, he's printing these. And so I'll have him with Luke next to him and you can set them on the table, and then Misty Knight's going to be next to them in some kind of a cool pose. I think maybe, let's see, where's the pose? I'm thinking maybe this one is kind of fresh. Maybe. That's kind of fresh. I might do that. With like the robot fist making, you know, the robot arm and then the gun in the other hand. She's fighting the man. So, anyway. All right, y'all. I'll talk too long. I'll see you later. Take care.